What was the best show last year? Or the best movie of 1991? And more important than that, what the hell are we even talking about when we say stuff like that? In this video, I want to look at how we talk about what we do in terms that we don't even question. How artists think about art changes how we feel about ourselves, how we treat each other, what we work on, and the work itself. So, I believe there are two ways to look at art. In a contest, you want to know who can do or get the most of whatever is being measured, and everyone is ranked according to that value. In a library, you're saying, these things are all worth having. We want different things at different times, and different work may be valued for different reasons. Now, are these both equally valid ways of looking at art? No. One of them really doesn't work, but unfortunately, it's the one that most people use. Art is not a contest. It's just not. For one thing, in, let's say, a foot race, all the runners are doing the same thing. But in an art contest, let's say ratings or box office, you're putting a horror film and a drama and a comedy all in the same race. Those things all have different goals and different values and different audiences. So essentially, your contestants in this art race are actually playing different sports on the same track. And even if you had a contest within a single genre, the whole point of art is to create a unique work. Unique, original, not doing the same thing as other people. So what is actually being compared in art contests? Popularity. That's the only thing being measured, how many people clicked on it or bought a ticket. But some of the contestants are in more theaters, or on a larger streaming service, or have more money for publicity and advertising. You've got contestants playing different sports on different types of field. Why are we still taking this seriously as a contest? Well, what about awards? Some of those certainly have voters with specialized knowledge, and if you do want to know what the sound mixers think is the best sound mixing that year, absolutely, take that seriously. But what makes us think that producers or actors or writers have any special insight into what the best picture is? Have you ever talked to a producer or an actor or a writer? As someone who votes every year for writing awards, I can assure you the actual measure of bestness in awards is about as meaningful as who wins middle school student council president. Now, in theory, popularity tells us what the audience wants. So most popular must be best. Except one of the most popular foods in America is a defrosted meat patty handed through the windows of passing cars. Is that really the best food? And more important, what does best even mean? The fastest runner is the best runner because speed is what is being measured in a race. But what is being measured when we talk about best art? Whether a piece of art is funny or interesting or emotional is not measurable. It's a matter of opinion. We don't even think the same thing is funny or not funny at different points in our own life. There are no universal values in art. This is really, really, really important. It does not mean that there are no values. It means you have to be aware of the set of values that you are using. I'm going to say it again. There are no universal values in art. But despite the fact that it doesn't make any sense, we keep talking about art as a contest. And there is a legitimate reason why. There is too much stuff. We do need some way to sort out all this content. And a contest narrows it down, which at first glance seems perfect. Get rid of those incompetents and wastes of time. Except here's the problem. If you're ranking by harmony and melody, a punk band is incompetent. What if that person who's running the wrong way isn't losing the race, they're playing a different game? And this is not a theoretical problem. The companies that are running all of our art contests are ranking by what will make us the most money. If a certain audience isn't big enough or isn't valued enough, they don't even get in the game. And that's how you know a library is right and a contest is wrong. A library lets you have a contest, but a contest doesn't let you have a library. In a library, you don't throw out the runner going the wrong way. You put them on the shelf for running in that direction. Maybe it's in the back room, maybe it's hard to find and you have to hunt for it, but it's there. You put flawed work in a library, and work that was influential but is no longer powerful, or work that's not very good but is interesting in some other way. Because in an actual art contest, you don't just ask who got what number. You analyze and compare the works. It's not just this is good and this is bad. It's what's good about this and what's not and why. But then does having a library mean you put everything in? Even work by an amateur or a hopeless incompetent? Let's remember I'm talking about a frame of mind here, a way of looking at art and artists, and in that sense I think kinda, yeah. Partly because if you throw stuff out of the game based on the rules of the moment, some really, really good art failed the contests of their time. But let's forget about the neglected genius, because that's still kind of an argument based in competition and misses the real point. If you're into an art, you don't just want the winners, the top 40, the greatest hits. You want the whole deep dive. The weird corners, the influences, the failed experiments, the disasters. I am not saying we should get rid of ratings and rankings and critics and awards. We need librarians. Art contests have value. They can recognize and reward accomplishments and achievements. They can inspire people to create and release better work. Wanting to be seen as the best or to have the biggest hit is the legit and serious engine behind a lot of great art. And we live in the real world. Art is a business. Being ranked can get you more money and more freedom and power to do what you want. I'm just saying, if you're an artist, think about why you want to win at art. If it's just because somebody made up a contest and you want to feel important, then your art is probably going to be kind of crappy and your personality is going to kind of suck. If you're trying to win because you love what you do and you're trying to get to do more of it, cool, play the game. But recognize that the contest is not real. It's not measuring what it says, and taking the contest too seriously can be harmful to your work. Think about what being in the game is worth to you, and maybe figure out some ways to get rewards and be seen outside of the contest. Art isn't about winning. It's about capturing this world and this life in all its complicated variety, and stirring up feelings and making us think and taking our minds off our troubles. If you're doing that, if you're trying to do that, you can't lose. All right, that's enough. Go write something. If you like this video and subscribe to this channel. And if you want more stuff like this, or you want to work with me one-on-one on your projects, go to writingforscreens.com. No, they're one of them, yeah, within a genre. Certainly, some of them have, what do they have? Student council president slot. Shit. Of the set of values that you spit, which is good, which is cool, art contests have value. Excuse me, I don't think that's going in.